Therefore, special procedures are required to minimize unacceptable situations that lead to such learning. This becomes even more important today because children are not influenced only by parents and teachers. They are also exposed to television, films, social media, online videos, games, and other digital content. Mass media and digital platforms can provide valuable education and entertainment. But violent or highly sensational material can also influence the emotional environment in which children grow. Recent evidence highlights why this issue deserves attention. WHO has reported concerns about problematic social media use among adolescents and has emphasized the importance of digital literacy, healthy online habits, and supportive environments. Therefore, parents, teachers, media organizations, and technology companies all have responsibilities in this area. Physical health and emotional life. Emotions are generated through our bodies. Therefore, physical health is directly related to emotions. An imbalanced lifestyle, unhealthy food habits, inadequate sleep, and insufficient physical activity can all contribute to difficulties in emotional regulation. This is something that is especially relevant today. For example, a person who regularly sleeps very late because of excessive phone use may wake up tired, become easily irritated, and find it more difficult to control emotional reactions during the day. Similarly, a person whose daily routine contains little physical activity and excessive screen time may experience changes in energy, sleep, and general well-being. These factors do not automatically produce negative emotions, but they can influence the conditions under which emotions arise and are managed. Malnutrition, poverty, and inadequate education are also factors that can affect emotions. However, these factors are not elaborated on here because solutions to such problems cannot easily be adopted by a single person without the help of several others. They require families, communities, governments, educational institutions, and other organizations to work together. This is another reason why the social aspect of emotional management is so important. Wants, satisfaction, and unhappiness. Our satisfaction level depends on what we want. Therefore, the escalation of wants can make people unhappy. Most of these wants are far beyond the basic needs of a person. Even after considering the expectations associated with a comfortable life as basic needs. Unfortunately, once the level of wants is enhanced beyond our actual needs, even a person who is in a position to lead a comfortable life can develop harmful emotions because of an inability to fulfill those additional wants. We can see this very clearly in modern consumer society. A person may already have a perfectly functional telephone, for example, but after repeatedly seeing advertisements and social media posts showing a newer and more expensive model, the person may begin to feel that the existing phone is inadequate. The problem did not originally exist in the physical object. It developed through the creation of a new desire. This is particularly significant because modern advertising is no longer restricted to traditional television, newspapers, or billboards. Advertising can now follow people through websites, social media, and mobile applications, often presenting products according to their interests and previous behavior. The result can be a continuous process of creating new wants. From thought to emotional trigger. Initially, The mental process of creating dissatisfaction is driven by thoughts. Therefore, it cannot simply be considered an ordinary emotion. It is a more complex phenomenon associated with the creation of emotions. However, the background information that leads to such behavior can also become stored in the brain. Over time, later, the physical process of emotion generation may begin because of such stored information after applicable data have been processed, even without a conscious mental process supporting it. Let us consider the example of a child who is accustomed to enjoying a particular brand of an item. Later, a desire is created in the child's mind to have an item belonging to another brand. Unfortunately, that item is not available to the child. Initially, the child may experience unhappiness because he or she thinks about the inability to achieve the desired object. But later, that response may become an emotional reaction that is no longer supported by an active thought process. The emotion may be triggered automatically when the child sees someone else using the desired item